Hey guys, Chris again, ClassicVWBugs.com, and in this video, we are wrapping up 2024. I'm here to just make a short video, kind of go through 2024 real quick, and to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year to everybody, on to 2025. Man, does that sound futuristic or what? Man, I remember watching Back to the Future in 1985 in the movie theater, and to think 2025, man, it has gone by so fast, guys. I've been in Florida for a year and a half already, and I came down here to slow down a little bit, but holy cow, it has gone by so fast. So anyways, let's get on to 2024 and kind of wrap up and, go over basically what we've seen in the market and just talk about bugs, right? Talk about Volkswagens and things like that. So I mentioned in the beginning of the year that the market was kind of leveling off. Things have kind of come down. Now, some cars did do exceptionally well, but for the most part, they kind of came down. Like your average car, say 2 years ago, say a red 67 Volkswagen Beetle in a high-end driver to show quality condition, 2-3 years ago was probably bringing in 25, maybe even $27,000. In today's day, 2024 for this year and even till now, things have kind of came down. You were maybe getting them in mid-teens, high teens, maybe low 20s, that kind of thing. So things did kind of subside just a little bit. I do think just because of the looming election that was coming on, of course, the inflation, cost of prices of things, goods, parts. My God, parts have gone up so much since COVID, and a lot of these companies are holding on to that pricing. And it's gotten pretty nutty when it comes to Beetle pricing these days, when it comes to parts in general. And I came across a new parts supplier, DKP, I think that's right, DKP Metal. Looks like they're doing nice aprons and quarter panels and things like that. It kind of very reminiscent of restoration panels or Wolf Parts kind of quality. And their contact information is in California. So this kind of just came across my desk. But I came across them for the first time, so which is pretty remarkable. I've never heard of them before. So if anybody has any feedback on them or anything you want to share, leave it in the comment section below. So yeah, 2024 is out. The election is over. I think things have kind of calmed down, and I think things are looking good for 2025. I think the future looks good for our beloved Volkswagens, and I think they'll start to rebound. And like I've always said, they always seem to be going up in value. So, which is really good. This is what we want to see, So there's still some people out there that, think, you could pick up a decent car for, $5 grand, $4 grand, something like that. And maybe if you're lucky, you might be able to still find those. But I would say those are still, anything under 10 grand in my eyes is going to be some sort of a project. Whether it's a real rust bucket or even say a driver that's going to need tinkering and stuff. So please keep that in mind. Some people are still kind of back in the day, in the 90s, the 80s, where you could pick these cars up for pretty cheap. But I think those days are kind of long gone. So anyways, how about my YouTube channel? Talk about that for real quick. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been on YouTube, 18, 19 years, something like that. Something's ridiculous. And I don't know if you know, but at the end of last year, 2023, I was ready to throw in the towel, to be honest with you, because I put so many videos out. I've been putting up content almost every week for those 18 years. And, at the end of 2023, I had 75,000 subscribers. So to me, I think that was pretty pitiful. I honestly thought that was pretty bad for being on YouTube for 18 years and really digging and grinding. And, I was very happy with giving you guys how-to and all the information, and I still love doing that. But I came across a guy that's down here in Florida. I don't know if you follow his podcast. His name is Patrick Bet David, PBD, Valuetainment is his YouTube podcast. He's very big on YouTube. He's got a media company. Guy's worth $200 million. He's my age. He's in his 40s. And his studio is actually in Fort Lauderdale. So I went down to one of his live podcasts that he had, and I met a few of his guys that work for him. And I even met a couple of his guys that are on his panel, on his podcast panel. And I just kind of feel like I relate to these guys. I mean, we talk the same way. Some of the guys are from New York, so we all kind of talk in the same lingo. And sure enough, I came across he had a mastermind course. And so for 3 months, I took an entrepreneurial mastermind course, which is always good. You always want to keep learning. And so I took this course, and you're in a classroom of probably a few hundred people maybe on a big Zoom call. And I actually got to talk to PBD himself, Patrick Bet-David, and he came across my topic, of course, with restoring the vintage Volkswagen Beetle. And, I threw out some of the concerns I had in today's day, of course, what I've been telling you guys, the quality of the parts these days, where we're getting materials from. I have 5 different paint shops that are up in New York that do paint and body work for me. And, those guys who run those businesses are crying the blues to me that all of their workers, a lot of them just don't want to work, or they're only putting out 30 or 40% work effort. So, and I was bringing this all up to him, and this is at my mindset where I wanted to basically phase out my YouTube channel. So he's looking at my handle, right? He's like, "What's your handle?" I was like, "Yeah, classic VW bugs." So he goes to my YouTube channel, he starts scrolling it, and he's looking at my Instagram, he's looking at everything else. And as I'm blabbering, like I'm blabbering right now, so if you want to skip to this, you can. But he said, stop talking. Do me a favor and just double down on your YouTube channel. And I'm like, double down on my YouTube channel? What do you mean? Gosh, I found it to be, it's been a haul. And he's like, no, this is what you got to do. Stories, history. Keep blowing out those stories and history videos out there, and hire somebody that can find you a bunch of stories. I don't care if it's a young kid, and come up with 100 different ideas of stories to throw out there for the Volkswagen, and just keep pumping those videos out. And so I didn't want to do that. And, I just kind of felt like, I'm kind of done with YouTube. I'm done with the whole social thing, because 18 years being on YouTube, to YouTube's eyes, that's an old fart channel. And they don't really like those channels. They want new and upcoming talent. So anyways, I changed my format. Long story short. So you've seen what you've been seeing this past year, which has been more, AI kind of videos, historical videos, 7 best colors, accessories, all that kind of stuff, the rise and fall of the Beetle, where it started from, the counterculture movement in the 1960s, all that kind of stuff I've been putting out there. And lo and behold, at the time of this video, I'm at 162,000 subscribers. So I more than doubled my subscriber count in less than a year. I couldn't do that in 18 years. And I did it this year, throwing that kind of content out there. So I know a lot of people have been saying, "Hey, where's your how-to stuff?" I miss seeing you in the shop. Yeah, I know, I understand. I miss being there too and doing the how-to stuff. But in the long run, we all got to say time is money. And I've been doing this a long time. I have so many how-to videos up there that are evergreen content. So whatever video I put out 10 years ago, it's still relevant today. So just wanted to point that out to you guys. It's remarkable how fast I grew the channel in less than a year. I never thought, just by changing the format just a little bit. So pretty remarkable. So that's why you've been seeing the kind of content you've been seeing. And I know a lot of guys are complaining about AI. They don't like that I'm incorporating some AI into my videos, my thumbnails, all that kind of stuff. But if I didn't see the numbers that I've been seeing, I wouldn't continue to use it. So, and I know a lot of people hate AI. They hate the fact that AI is coming into the game today and into our lifestyles, and they don't want me to use it, that kind of thing, and they hate it. But I hate to break it to you guys. Those guys if you do hate AI, you are using it right now. You're on YouTube, backed by AI. You do a Google search, it's backed by AI. Go on Facebook, backed by AI. NVIDIA has become $1 trillion company because of AI. Instagram, backed by AI. So you have a smartphone, it's got AI in it. You got a smart TV, it's got AI in it. I know they're saying that jobs are going to be lost because of AI, but I think only jobs will be lost to those people who don't incorporate some form of AI into their workflow. If you know some form of it, I definitely say get on it. I know it's scary. It's like Skynet. It's Terminator stuff. But in general, it's pretty remarkable. And I gotta say there's some really good things that are going on with it. And believe me, there's a lot of watches out there for people that want this to be a good thing. So, and then speaking of AI, yes, I have gotten back into filmmaking this past year. Yes, I've been a filmmaker for over 25 years. And people are seeing some of my short films that I'm throwing up that are not VW related on my channel. And they're like, why is he doing this? I don't get it. I want VW content. Okay, my quick backstory, if you haven't read my bio, is that I was a filmmaker way before I did any of this Volkswagen, my Volkswagen business. So for 10 years, I wrote, directed, shot, produced, and edited my own independent films. And I got into film festivals back in my 20s, just right out of 9/11, that kind of thing. And for 9 years or so, I was filming and doing guerrilla stuff. I had a stunt team out of Connecticut, and I was doing action films, horror films, all that kind of stuff. A couple features in there and short films. Well, when I hit my late 20s, all of a sudden I'm saying, all right, I got to start making some money here. I'm living in New York. I got to start making money. And that's where I started the bug business. The bug was always a hobby in the background. I just wanted to be the artist with a bug. And I wanted to drive in a bug to my film shoots with my gear in my Beetle. And that's what I did. So, but then I incorporated my film stuff, talent into showcasing my Volkswagen stuff. As you guys can see, my pictures, my videos, and I got the YouTube channel, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward to today. Guys, I've written screenplays back 15, 20 years ago, feature-length screenplays, talking about action films, horror films, mafia films. I wrote all that stuff. I was a very driven young guy. And I didn't have the money back then to produce some of these films because it would cost a lot. You would need a significant budget to make these things. So now with AI, I can now make my movie trailers to my scripts that I wrote 18, 20 years ago. And so that's what I'm doing. And that's what I've been doing too on my spare time, as opposed to also running the business. My short film, Hellbound Fugitive, if you guys saw that, it was all AI. That's a piece of a feature film that I wrote 18 years ago, called 7 to Hell. And that feature is now, that trailer I have done. And you can actually watch. I'm going to leave the link in the description below this video if you do want to watch that movie trailer. Now that trailer is able to be pitched to a production house, an investor, something like that, with my script. So that's what I've been doing. And I'm still doing some other trailers. So if you see some of that pop up on my channel, it's not to confuse you. I just maybe get a little support from you guys, a little say, hey, really cool, Chris, I like that. Or if it really sucked, just tell me it sucked. And we'll go on our way. So I'm just not about ready to open up another YouTube channel to start putting that content out there. I feel like I got you guys as an audience. I'd love to hear your feedback. So if you find it annoying, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll I'll take it off. All right, guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. I'll see you next year, 2025, and that's it. Peace.